Hello dear learners. I know you must have already seen the thumbnail of this video. That is calculator, virtual calculator. It is really very important from the examination perspective. Why I emphasize so much on really, you will come to know within 1 minute. Let me tell you some information which is really very important for you people, not for me. Why? You see, Unacademy and Gate Academy, they are coming with one of the biggest combat. In this, you will get scholarship from a pool of 30 crore plus rupees. But what is more important right now here is that the top 3,000 rankers, their gate fee will get refunded. So means if you have done the preparation, why not to go for it? You will get your gate fees refunded. Moreover, you even get a chance of getting your college fee refunded up to 1 lakh rupees for 1 year. Or you can win MacBook or other prizes, a lot of things you can win actually. Amazon vouchers, MacBook, iPhone, Samsung mobile phone, a lot of other things are there which you can win actually. Now you must be thinking, sir, I have just started preparation. I am not prepared so much. So shall I go for this combat? Why not? Because lucky participants will also get an opportunity. And moreover, if you have just started, it's really very important for you because it's a pool of 30 crore plus rupees from where you will be getting the scholarship. So what I mean to say that if you get good scholarship, then you can come to the Unacademy platform and study everything from us. Okay, so that's why this information is very important. So please enroll for it right now. On Sunday, that is 25th of September at 11 AM, you will be having the combat. For enrollment, use the code Aditya Max, which I have written over here. Aditya, my name, Max for the maximum benefit. So Aditya Max, it's one, enroll for it. Moreover, sir, I am a subscriber and sir, I don't think that I need all these things. I already have all the gadgets. So it is just a kind of a motivation. When you pass the examination, we give you some motivation, isn't it? You get a trophy or something like that. It's just like that. But you can really check your preparation level right now because a lot of students over the country will be appearing for this test. A lot of students have already enrolled. बहुत सारे बच्चों ने already enroll कर लिया हुआ है. That's why enroll for it so that you can judge where you are standing right now. What is your preparation level, whether you're ready for the GATE 2023 or not. So to judge your preparation level, please appear for this test and see where you are standing and what improvements you need to do. And it's a beautiful gamified scholarship test. You will see when you attempt it. So enroll for it, use the code AdityaMax, and we will if you're lucky, you can get a lot of gifts also. Hello dear learners, I am Aditya Kanwal, an ex-IAS officer, and I have qualified engineering services 2 times. Today, we will be dealing with, or we will be learning something very important, and I hope you can see it. We are going to talk about the virtual calculator. It is really important from the examination perspective, especially the GATE examination we will be concentrating today. Why? So why it is important? Because you know that you can't carry your physical calculators like FX series, like FX991 MS, which I normally use, and ES series calculator also, which you use in the college also, or while you're doing calculations at home. But these calculators are not allowed in the GATE paper. In the GATE paper, what you get is a virtual calculator to do the calculations over there. So you should be comfortable in doing the calculations with this calculator if you want to score marks in the GATE exam. Now you must be thinking that's why it is necessary. Let me do the calculation on this calculator, and in the examination I just have to put the values and use the functions, isn't it? No, you can't do like that. For example, what is tan of 45 degree? You all know that it is 1. Let's do it. If you straightforward go into the examination and you do tan 45 degree, what is the answer? 45. Is it 45? So it's not, like that you do not do the practice at home and suddenly you go to the examination and you want to do the calculations over there and you will get the answer. It's not going to happen over there. So what do you need to do? You need to understand how the virtual calculator works. What are the differences? What are the things which are not available in the virtual calculator? That is why it is important. Some of you think that, sir, if I'll do the mistake, obviously the option will not be there. But you know that there are numerical analysis type questions on the GATE examination. That is, I'm talking about the fill in the blanks question, where you have to put the value, and whatever value you will be getting from the calculator, the same value you will put over here, because you do not have the liberty in that case that if an option is not there, oh, I know this is not the right option, so let me do the calculations again. You won't be doing it like that, because whatever you have got, that you have to fill over here. That's why it really becomes important, because in the GATE examination, even 2-3 questions will change, your fortune actually. Maybe you are, if you do 2-3 questions right, you can get into some good PSU or into some IIT or even IASC, and suddenly you do two questions wrong, you're out of the race. That's why we will be learning about the virtual calculator in detail today. So there are few things which are not available in this calculator, but GATE people will not be giving you questions on that also, because they also know that what are the things that are available. That's what I hope basically. For example, matrices, determinants you can't solve. So are they not going to give that? Of course they will. They are going to give you determinant calculations, but they will be easy calculations that you can do on your own without the help of the calculator. So those few functions are not available, hexadecimal, octa, addition and all those things are not available, but the things which are important, they are available over here. So we will be going through each and everything one by one. I'll try to keep this video as short and as informative as possible for you people. At the end, we will be dealing with few questions also to practice these things. So what are the things which are available to us in this? So if you look over here, these are just the numbers. I hope you can easily know. Decimal point, plus, minus, multiplication, division. So we will be going through all of these one by one. एक एक करके इन सबको लेते जाते हैं, देखते हैं क्या है इसमें, so that you get comfortable with these things. So suppose you have to do the addition of two numbers, okay? So always remember one thing, you have to press C. That is clear. You have to clear the calculator before starting the new calculations. So I just pressed clear to clear it. Each and everything, especially these things, really important. Each and everything which is written over here, I'll be explaining that, EXP and everything we will be dealing with one by one. So C is very important. Now, whatever value you will give, the input, present input that you will be putting, that you will see over here. The whole equation will appear over here. And the result will also appear over here. Once I'll put, you will see. Suppose I want to go for, let's go take a simple value. We want to go with 24 plus 36 multiplied by 2 plus 10 minus 5 divided by 5. Suppose this is the calculation that we want to do. So these calculators, whether we use our physical calculator or this calculator, they follow the BODMAS. By default, the BODMAS operation is followed in these calculators. You need not to worry about this thing. BODMAS will be followed automatically. That is, if I put the value as it is, the BODMAS will be automatically followed. And please keep your the physical calculator handy. Try to do the calculations and that also to verify whether I have done it correctly or incorrectly. So now you want to go for 24. So 24 plus 36 multiplied by 2 plus 10 minus 5 divided by 5. Now if you see, the whole calculation or the whole equation, is appearing over here. This is the whole equation. It is appearing over here. The present value which you have just entered will be coming in this line. And even when you put press equal to or you close the bracket that I'll tell you later on, you will see the result over here. So I have put the whole equation, now press equal to. This is what you are getting. Even if you check in your own calculator also, you will get the same result. You can check it out. So 36 into 2, 72 plus 34. So 106 minus 105. So I hope you're clear what this line gives and what this line gives. In this, you get the result or the present value you are putting, and this is the whole equation that you have solved. So these are just plus, minus, multiplication, all those things. But one thing that I wanted you to know, that it by default, it follows the BODMAS. You don't have to take care of this. For example, if this was the equation, okay, first multiplication has to be done and division, then we have division and multiplication, and then we have to go for subtraction and addition. You don't have to bother about all those things. Calculator will automatically take care of that. So BODMAS will be followed in this. The one point that I wanted you to know. Secondly, if you put any value incorrectly, you do not have the liberty to change it. What do you mean by that? Suppose, and now if you want to start the calculation again, I have to put like this. Suppose you put 24 plus 36 minus 2 is there. I put 20 and then plus I have entered. Now I can't change it. I can't change it now. I'm not in the position to change it now. Okay? Okay? So what you can change but is the present value that you're putting over here. For example, you have put 24 plus 36 multiplied by 2, you put 6. Oh, I have to change this. It was 2. Put it backspace, kind of a button, delete. You can change it now to 2. Suppose 23 to 35, you can change it. 23, you can change it. 2. This you can add it, but what means the value that has gone in this line, you can't change it now. Okay, one more thing, if you see 24 plus 36 into 2, now you put press. What are we getting, sir, over here? The result of this thing you're getting over here. 72 plus 24, 96. Okay, now if you put another value plus what was 10. So right now you're getting 10 over here because this is what you have just entered. Now if I put a minus sign, again the result of this you are seeing over here. So that's how this works actually, what you get in this line and what you get in this line. Right now this is the result of this whole equation that you have solved, Okay, now again see, clear? So rest of the functions means decimal. Suppose you want to go for 20.6 divided by 3.9. So this is point, fraction, decimal value is that point, plus, minus, multiplication, division, you are comfortable with this. This is the 1 by x is the inverse of something. 1 by x is the inverse of something. We will be doing the questions actually, practice we will be doing. This is inverse of some value. For example, you want to calculate 1 by 9. So either you can go with 1 divided by 9. This is you will be getting. Or you can put 9 and its inverse. This is what you will be getting. Okay. And before I start this, I'll tell you a few things about it later on. So these are the basic functions, multiplication, all those things. Then we will move on to this side. Now you see, square root. If you want to get the square root of something, suppose you want to find the square root of 9. This is what you are interested in calculating. Please listen very carefully now the thing that I'm going to tell you, people. Normally, how do we do it in the calculator? We put square root of 9 and equal to, I hope square root of 9 is 9, isn't it? No, it's not 9. So plus minus 3, that is 3. But one thing that is important and that you have to keep in your mind is that whenever you have to use some function, you have to put the value first on which that function is operating. So what do you mean by that? Suppose I want to calculate under root of 9, it means you want to operate the square root function. You want to operate this on what? On 9, which is x, written everywhere over here. X is this, the value on which you are doing some operation. So you have to write x first and then the function or the operator which you want to operate on that value. So right now I want to calculate square root of 9. So first you will have to put 9 and now use the operator that you want to operate on this value, that is square root. Now you're getting the answer 3. This is a very important point because this is a big difference between the physical calculator and the virtual calculator. And you have to keep this difference in your mind, otherwise you will do the mistake in the examination. That's why I want you to practice virtual, start practicing with the virtual calculator now. As the GATE exam is coming near, you need to have a good practice with the virtual calculator. Sir, in the engineering services, what I'll do if I'll go with the virtual calculator, because in the engineering services, the virtual calculator is not allowed. In pre, no calculator is allowed, whether it is physical or virtual. And you know that the GATE and the pre-examination are near to each other. Mains examination still have actually means even after the GATE examination, you will be having 2-3 months for the mains examination. In the meantime, you can calculate the physical, use the physical calculator. You can practice with the physical calculator. And you're already well versed with the physical calculator, isn't it? That's why you don't need to worry much about that. You don't need to worry about much about the physical calculator. Start using the virtual calculator because it will take a lot of time for you to get hold of it so that you do not do the mistake in the examination. So it's an important point. For example, now let's see the other functions also. We will be doing the questions also, big questions also we will take, but first I want you to get comfortable with each and every function that is over here. Mod of x, you know that means if you have -3, you take its mod, you will get 3. So now mod of x you have to write first. You have to write -3. Now sir, how will I write -3? There is a very beautiful button they have given over here, this. This helps you to change the sign. For example, I inserted 3, but I need -3. Press this button, -3. No sir, oh, I wanted 3. Press this button, you're getting 3. No need to go for multiplication with -1, multiplication with -1. Don't do like that. You are wasting your time when they have given such a beautiful button over here, -3. Now take the mod of -3 because function x on which you are doing some operation, you're getting 3. You're getting 3. Cube root, directly they have given, for example, you want to find the value of cube root of 27. You just have to do 27 cube root 3. All of us know that the answer is 3. This is what we're getting. This is what we're getting. Okay. Then sir, what is this? This is if you want to find the yth root, 4th root, 5th root. Okay. In that case, you will be using it because up to square root, cube root, it's available. But what about the 4th root, 5th root? For example, you want to know the 10th root of 1024. What this will be? So what are you going to do? You're going to put 1024 because x has to be put first. I told you. Then which operation you want to perform? This operator. And then what is y in this operator? 10. Answer is 2. 2 to the power 10 means all you have studied the digital electronics or even the computer science students. You know this is a very famous value, 2 to the power 10, 1024. So basically, this is what I want to show you over here, that how this works. So remember, x is what you have to put first. That is the value you have to put first, and then the operator will come which is going to operate on this thing. So I'll be doing big questions also where we will be using different operator, mixture of that. I'll be showing you how to use the brackets and everything. But you know, slowly we'll build because some of you are not comfortable with the buttons and everything. What is the function of which button over here? So this is also clear. Then x square we all know, 2 to the power 2 square. So again, x you have to write first and then square. X you have to write first, then cube. We come to the next button, that is x to the power y. This is what we want to know. Again, the same thing you want to go for. Suppose 10 we have already available, but it's okay. 10 to the power 5 you want to calculate. This is what you are interested in calculating. So what is x? X is 10. X is 10. Y is 5. So first you have to write 10. Always clear it first. 10. X to the power y. What is y? 5. And this is what you're getting. This is what you're getting. Suppose you want to go for 21 cube. Again the same thing. 21 cube you have is available, but again if you want to use this cube, this is what you're getting. But remember, x you have to put first. This is the most common mistake I have seen students make while doing the calculations on the virtual calculator when they are not, you know, accustomed with this thing. They are not done a lot of questions on the virtual calculator. At that time they do these kind of mistakes. Okay, so always remember x goes first and then the operator that we have to operate on this. 10 power x, obviously you want to calculate 10 cube. But now when you are using this, suppose you are using this, then you will put 10 first and then cube. But here 10 to the power x. So you have to put x first. That is, you have to put 3 and then you will push 10 to the power x. And this is your answer. So you remember which value should be put first. 10 to the power x. So obviously x you have to give. 10 is obviously over here. E to the power x. Suppose you want to calculate e to the power minus 1. You want to calculate this value e to the power minus 1. How will you do that? You will put minus 1 first because that is x. How you will put minus 1? 1, press this plus minus sign. This is minus 1. Now you will go for e to the power x. This is e to the power minus 1 value. You all know this is this value. Okay. 0.367 normally we use very often in the control systems and other subjects, also in the network and other subjects. So this is what you got it. This is what you got for e power minus 1. So again, any power you can calculate from here. Log x to the power y. This is a beautiful thing that is available in this calculator and it was not available in our physical calculator, that is either in the FX or in the ES series that we use. In the physical calculator, this thing was not available. So what is so special about this thing? You know that sometimes you solve the board plot and you want to find the slope in the dB per decade or octave, in the form of octave you want to calculate, dB per octave you want to calculate. So when you go for dB per octave, you need log base 2, isn't it? Suppose you want to calculate, I'm really sorry, let me change it. We want to calculate the log base 2 value, let's say 10. This is what we are interested in calculating. ये हमें निकालना है. In our physical calculator, it's not available. We go to the common base, for example, log 10, 10, log 10, 2, like that we used to write it, isn't it? But now directly you can solve it, okay? So if you want to calculate log 10 base 2, this is the function that is available to you. What you're going to put? X first. X is 10. So you're going to put 10 first. Now you want to find log base 2 of 10. So 10 is the x, that is the value on which you are going to operate, log base 2. So log base y. And what is y? Y is 2. What is the answer? 3.321 is our answer. 3.321 is our answer. So this is a new thing which is available to you in the virtual calculator. This is the only extra thing which is there for you people in the virtual calculator, which is not in the physical calculator. But this is an important function. Very handy tool. Just like these values are very good also. We will see all these functions later on, but this is very important. Then log, this is log base 10, normal log. That is log base 10 of 100 if you want to calculate. You can straightforward use this 100 and you want to calculate the log of this, you're getting log base 100. Log natural, that is log base E. So you want to calculate log base E. So obviously you can use this button to calculate the log base E. And then log base 2, that is also available over here. But even we can do it from here also, but log base 2 also they have given over here. So now log base 10, log base E, log base 2 given. Any other log to any base you can calculate from here. So these are the operations that you need to know. The brackets, if you have a bunch. So what do you mean by bunch? See, suppose bacha, you want to solve 25 into 2 divided by 35 minus 10. This is what you are interested in calculating. Now see what will happen basically. Now if you put the values 25 into 2 divided by 35 minus 10, you will get incorrect answer because then it will be 25 into 2 divided by 35 minus 10. I hope you're getting my point. But whenever you have bunches, the values in a bunch like that, in a bracket, one segment, one bunch, another bunch, you have to take that as a bunch. For example, you can do it like this, means even if you don't want to put the bracket for the numerator, still it will work, but do it properly. 25 into 2, bracket close. As soon as you will close the bracket, the result that will come, that will be of that bracket only which you just close. The bracket that you just close, you will get the result of that one. This bunch divided by what? By another bunch over here. What is that? 35 minus 10. Close the bracket. As soon as I'll close the bracket, I'll get the value 25. I'm getting the value of this bunch because I just closed this bracket. The result of this is appearing over here. If you want the whole result, press equal to. 2 is the answer that you are getting. So that's how we use the bracket. Whenever bunches are coming, you have to use the bracket actually. So we will see that when we will solving few more questions, the lengthy long questions. I have few questions lined up for you people just for your practice. I'll show you later on actually. So that we will be doing. So this is the use of the bracket. EXP, we will come to it towards the end because it's not of any use actually. You will never be using this thing. It is just like 10 to the power, because when we do something very big calculations in our calculator, you get EXP comes. That is same 10 to the power. I'll show you this button later on. Then I hope you're comfortable with this thing. Sine, cos, tan, sine inverse, cos inverse, tan inverse, everybody knows about it. But the important point, remember this degree and radian. If you want to do the calculation in degrees, you have to press this. If you want to do the calculation in radian, you have to press this. Remember this, these are for these calculations. Do not do the mistake. Do not do the mistake. I've seen students doing that in the class also. So for example, when we are solving the question for the transient free response, the time instant at which we are doing the switching. So that case also, omega I told you, theta I told you while calculating, take it in radians. So remember when you have to take in radian, when you have to do in degrees. As a habit, keep it in degrees, because most of the time the answer we will be doing in degrees only. But it's not it's not like that it will never come. This kind of case will never come when you have to use the radian. That can also appear in the examination. So whatever is needed, use that. And factorial, you want to calculate any factorial value. Suppose you want to calculate 10 factorial or any other factorial value, you can use this n factorial button. So what you're going to do, you're going to put 10 and then you're going to put factorial. This is what you're going to get. Because I told you, x, the value you have to put first. After putting the value, you will be using the operator on that value. So that's what we have done over here. I have used the value first and then I have applied the operator, that is n factorial. So what is e and pi? They are just the values. You want to use somewhere e, expression is coming as e to the power square into, suppose you have to solve like this, e square into pi cube. This is what you are interested in calculating. Pi cube. How are you going to do it? First you're going to put e and then you're going to square it. Sorry, I've just cleared the button. E and then you're going to square it. Okay. So this is what we have got. This is what we have got. Multiplied by what? Pi, and then we're going to put the cube of this. And this is the result that we are getting of e square into pi cube. You can check over here. This is e square into pi cube. So these buttons are when we have to use e or pi, then you can use it over here. Sir, I have e. Yeah, you can use it over here also. There's no problem in that. You want to use this button, again you will get the same answer. There's no wastage of time, but yes, of course you can do it if you want to use e square from here also. Put 2 and then e. Next, tan hyperbolic, again the hyperbolic calculations. You just have to put the values and then take the hyperbolic of that. You will get your values. So what is this mod? Mod, basically when you have to find the remainder of something, then you use this function. For example, if you are interested in calculating, let's say 107 divided by 10, and you want to know what will be the remainder of this function. You are interested in finding the remainder of this. It's already, I know you can do the calculation. I have taken the easier values actually, but even if in the tough values case also, you want to know the remainder, that's how you're going to do 107 mod 10. Now the result will be the remainder. So the mod function gives you the remainder. So if you directly want to find the remainder, that's what you're going to use. The mod function. So if you see, we have covered everything over here except EXP, means everything we have used except these buttons and EXP. EXP is nothing, just the higher powers, the power of 10. For example, I'm multiplying 10 to the power 6 into 10 to the power 9. Okay, you know that what I'll be getting is 10 to the power 15. Now see, put it over here and see what's going to happen. Even if you can see in your physical calculator, it will be better actually. So 10 to the power 6. 6, 10 to the power multiplied by, I just want to see whether it gives all or not. 10, sorry, multiplied by, that's the mistake that I have done. That's what I was telling you. 6 to the power 10 to the power 6 multiplied by 9 raised to the power, and this is the result that we are getting. Okay, this is what we have got. Now EXP is the same thing but written in tens format. For example, 10 EXP 9, or let's say 3, 1000 you are getting. It is just raised to the power, 10 raised to the power. So EXP is just raised to the power, that how many zeros you wanna put after that. Even you can see in your calculators also how you use EXP button. Okay, so now we are done with most of these things. Now what are these buttons? They are very powerful tool if you know how to use them. And most of the students, those who are learning the virtual calculator on their own, just hit and try, okay, this button, that button, they forget about using these buttons, or even they don't bother about learning these buttons, but they are very effective when we will be solving the questions. I'll show you 1 or 2 questions on that so that you have an idea how to use them. But right now let me tell you what are these. These are memory buttons. These are memory buttons. You think like that. In a virtual calculator, there is a place where you can store something. Normally what we do when we are doing the calculation, suddenly some value comes, we write it on a piece of paper, thinking that I'll need it later on, so I'll use it later on. When I'll need it, I'll use it later on. That's how we do it. Instead of writing it on a piece of paper, now you can store it in the calculator. And whenever some new value comes that you want to add to this value, that you can do in the memory itself. So what are you saying? I'm not getting anything. Have a look. Have a look. See, this MR, MS, MC, what they are. MR is memory set. That is, you want to put some value in the memory. This is memory set button. You want to put something in the memory, you want to set something in the memory, you use MS. Now you have put something in the memory, but you want to get that value out of the memory. Now you need that value, you want to recall that value from the memory, you're going to use MR. MR means memory recall. Okay, this is memory recall. You want to recall something from the memory. Then you have MS. No, sorry, MS I've told you. MC. That is called as memory clear. Okay, you have something in the memory, you want to clear it so that you want to put something else in the memory, some new value you want to put in the memory, you're going to use MC. So what is M plus and M minus? That I'm going to show you while doing the calculation. So now have a look, Suppose, let me take an example, very easy example. We can do it by other ways also, but just a kind of a thing, easy for you to understand. Suppose you have 10 square plus 2 into 3, 2 into 30, let's say 2 into 30, minus 2 into 5. This is what you have. So now what you're going to do, you're going to go for 10 square x square. This is the value that you have got. Now I'm saying that put this value in the memory, because I don't want to use the brackets. I mean, I'm not comfortable in using the brackets by using one bunch bracket, another bracket. I am not comfortable with that. So I'm going to put it in the memory. Memory set. As soon as you will put this, press this button, you will get an M over here. What does this M signifies? That I have something in the memory. I have put something in the memory. That is, when this M is over here, it means something is there in the memory. Okay, so now I have 100 in the memory now. Clear it. In memory it is there. Now the calculator, the present values, they are cleared. Now I want to go for 2 into 30. So go for 2 multiplied by 30. I got 60. Now I want to add this 60 to whatever is there in the memory. Go for M plus. That is, whatever is there in the memory, I'm going to add it to the current value that is over here. So I'm going to put M plus. It has got added over here, there. In the memory it has got added now. Clear it. In memory it is there now. So in the memory we have this expression. Now go for 2 into 5. 2 into 5. This is what I've got. Now I want to subtract this value from whatever is there in the memory, because this is there in the memory. So I'm going to put press M minus. M minus means you are subtracting it from the value which is there in the memory. Now equal to means obviously we have done that. Now clear. You want the value now from the memory. What is there in the memory? I'm going to press memory recall. 150 is the answer of this whole expression. 150 is the answer of this whole expression. I hope you got my point. How do we use the memory? Even now you suppose this whole value square divided by let's say 10. This is what I want to do. Now also you can do that. You have memory recall, 150 is there, because suppose you want to do square of the memory. So this is the value that you have recalled. Now square it, square this one, and then you want to divide this by 10. This is the answer. This is the answer. I hope you got my point. So even you can bring the value out of the memory anytime, and you can do whatever operation you want to perform on that at that particular time. Bring it from the memory, do the operation, use it in your calculations. Very handy results. But after you are done using that, you want to store some other value, go for memory clear. You see, there is no M over here. It means there is nothing in the memory now. You want to use the memory again, use the value memory set, put the value in the memory. You can recall it anytime you want to recall by MR. You want to add something to the memory, press M plus, subtract M minus. You want that value and you want to use it somewhere else, recall it, perform the operation. Again, you can store it back if you want to store that value. So that's how these functions work. They are really important from the, perspective of using the calculator. You will understand their value later on, because a lot of times it happens, isn't it? We are doing the calculation, we are not interested in putting the brackets all the time. What do? We write it on a piece of paper. It's just like memory. You want to add something, again you write that, whatever is there on the piece of paper, you put it in the calculator, then you add something. Now you don't have to do that. You just have to put M plus or M minus, handy values, handy buttons you have over here. So I think I have covered everything except this percentage sign. I just noticed I have missed this thing. Okay, so except this percentage sign, what does this percentage sign means? What is the meaning of this percentage sign? So if you see, it is just normal percentage. It is just normal percentage, nothing new. You want to find, let's say, 9% of, let's say 100, so that the calculation becomes easy. 9% of 100, you just have to put it just like that. Okay, you just put 9% of 100, you will get your result. So just normal percentage button, nothing new, just a percentage button we have over here. So these are all the things which are there in the calculator. I have covered each and every button. Now let's do few questions. Okay, so I have already put few questions typed for us so that we don't waste a lot of time. So you can see these are the questions that we have. So let's solve these questions with the help of the virtual calculator. Okay, so this is the first question. I told you it follows the bird mass and just a multiplication, so we can easily do it. Otherwise, you take numerator as a bunch, denominator as a bunch, so that you do not do any mistake. First, you have to clear it. So now 31.6 into 51. 30 means, practically speaking, you should take a bracket, but I know this is the first value. So when I'll put press equal to, I'll get the value. 31.6 into 51. This is the value. Now this is divided by what? The multiplication of these two. So I'll have to put the bracket because I'll be treating them as a single identity. So this single identity will be dividing this number. So now, right now 21 into 19 is this value. If you press equal to, you will get the result of this. Minus what? This whole, that is bracket, is what? Numerator, which is one identity. So bracket 47 into 33, 47 into 33, bracket close. So this is the numerator value I have. Now divided by what? This denominator. 29 into 55. I told you, whenever you close the bracket, whichever bracket you are closing, that result will appear over here. Now 29 into 55, if I close the bracket, I am getting the result of this. Again, you have to close this bracket because this bracket is also open. Now you're getting the result of this portion because this bracket got closed. And now if you press equal to, you will get the result of this whole calculation. That is 3.066 is our answer. So this is what we are getting. Let me use a different color just to show it. So the result for this is 3.066, 3.066. If you want to round off, you can do that. You can do that. Okay. So that's how you do the calculation. Let's do this one also, just to see how the brackets are getting utilized. Sometimes you can skip the bracket, sometimes you can take the value to the memory also. It all depends whichever way you are comfortable. Before starting, I told you have to press the clear button. So we will be doing 13 questions. Towards the end, the question is going to be really tough and tricky, means the bigger calculations will be there so that you get comfortable with each and every kind of question. So now here we are. So 45 into 94. 45 into 94, whatever result you have got, you're going to divide it by 26. This is the result of this function. Now you are adding it to what? A bunch. What is there? You can put a bracket for the numerator, but if you see 31 into 102 divided by 21, if you also write, even the word mass get applied, you will get the same result. You will get the same result. That is 102 divided by 21 into 31. So I'm not applying the bracket, but sometimes you can apply the bracket. You know, there's no harm in doing that, but right now there is no need. That's why I'm not applying. 31 multiplied by 102 divided by 21. This bunch got over. Minus what? This bunch. 45 divided by 92, bracket close. Again this result, but you want the whole result. Press equal to. You are getting the answer as 312.77. So please do the calculations on your own. Try to solve these questions on your own in the virtual calculator so that you also get a hang of the virtual calculator. Let's go for this one. Let's go for this one. This is what we want to calculate. Clear. Square root of 252. So first 252, that is the value, and the operator, that is square root, okay, multiplied by what? 89. Operator, cube root, here you are, equal to. You got this result, numerator result, divided by, sorry, I put the bracket. Now you can't change it. You can't change it. So you have to clear it. So let me quickly do it. 252 square root multiplied by 89 cube root. Now this is the result that we have got. Now divided by what? Bracket 36 square root, cube root, I'm really sorry, cube root, multiplied by, this is dot that they have written, this is multiplied, this should be multiplied, multiplied by x, that is 11, which root? Fifth root, and bracket close. This is the result. If you press equal to, you will get the whole result. The whole result for this calculation is coming as 13.287. Isn't it easy? Isn't it easy? You can cross verify all these things in the physical calculator also. But it's easy once you get the hang of it, and trust me, you're gonna enjoy solving the questions on this calculator once you get a hang of this. Means once you start practicing this and you find it really easy, because right now you have the feeling of solving the questions on the physical calculator, but once you start using it, it becomes easy. Then these are the next questions. Next, again, see, first I did the calculations with the help of these buttons, then we moved on, and now we are going for the square roots and all these things. Then I'll be using log and all that. Then we will be using the tan, then factorial, pi, e functions. That what we will be using. Okay. So now this, so now the whole result, whatever will come, then I'll put the square root of that. So no need to write square root of anything. just go with that. 3.7 to the power 1.5. So you are going to use x to the power y. X is 3.7, so this you have to put first. This is what you have to take care of, trust me. Do not do the mistake in that. To the power 1.5. I've got the result. In this I have to add what? Square of 8.4. So first value 8.4, then the square of this value. This is the result that I've got. Now divided by what? Let's 3.1 raised to the power. Okay, so x to the power y raised to the power what? It's a calculation, it's a bunch. So as it is a bunch, I'll have to put it in the bracket. What is there? 1.2 divided by 35. So whenever a bunch is coming, that is an identity, means whole as an identity, you have to put it in a bracket. So bracket close. Now this is what we have, and if you put equal to, this is the result of this, and then the square root of this I want to do so that I get the answer. And 8.644 is the answer for this. 8.644 is the answer for this calculation. Okay, so you have to go step by step carefully. Now let's move to the logarithmic calculation. You can even use the memory function if you want to use, otherwise there is no need to do that because the calculations are easier in this case. So 59, first function, then you have to do the operator, first value, and then you have to do the operator. Log 59, log natural, I'm really sorry, it was log natural, 59 log natural, ln 59 minus 89. So we have to go for log xy, x I have to put first, so it is 89, then log of this, and what is y? 5.5, I've got this, minus what? 84, what we have to do on this? Log base 3, so log base 3, I hope you're getting my point, plus what? 8, then log base 2, that we have already have over here, log base 2. So now I have calculated the numerator, I put the equal to sign. Otherwise you can put this in bracket, then divide it by, that way also you can do it. Now this is the whole result of the numerator. Now I'm going to divide it by what? 0.1231, 3 zeros, 1, and log base 10, and I'm pressing equal to sign. The answer is minus 0.102. So the answer is for this is minus 0.1028, and whatever you want to write. Okay, so this is the answer for this. Isn't it easy? You just have to use the values, keep on putting the values, you will get your answer eventually. Now moving forward to the sixth question. What we have? 10 to the power 2.7. So you just have to write 2.7 and then 10 to the power. Okay, minus 56 and then log, plus 10 to the power, but this is a bunch, so you have to calculate it first. 31 divided by 56. This is a one identity, so you have to calculate it one. I think I didn't press anything, I'll explaining you. And then raise to 10 to the power x, 10 to the power x, and the result that you will be getting will be 503.01. So for this, the result is coming as 503.01. Means, so you have to go step by step. The one thing that you should be very careful about is first the value, then the operator that you are going to, then the operator you have to press that you want to apply on it. So always put the value first. This habit you will develop once you will solve, once you will use virtual calculator for some time. Because we are so accustomed of putting the operator first and then the value that we can do the mistake. Because in our BTech for 4 years, we only use the physical calculator. And in the physical calculator, you know that we first put the operator and then the value, the way we write the equation. That's why you have to be careful over here. Moving to the next set of questions. Now, one more log question, log root 8. Okay, so we have to calculate root 8. So first you have to put 8, then you have to go for its square root, and then you have to go for its log. Okay, then you have to divide it by log 8, again 8, and then log. Now, whatever you have got, you have to subtract it from minus, I have put a bracket because this is an identity 2 into something, or you can solve this square and then log, whatever way you are comfortable. 2 multiplied by what? Log of this. This is again a bunch. So 57 divided by 84. Bracket close. I have just calculated this thing. So bracket is showing me the answer. This is showing me the answer of this portion. Now you have to take log of this portion. So log of this portion. So now I'm getting 2 into log of this whole thing. I hope you got the point. And now I have to close this bracket. So this is the answer of this whole thing. Now you have to add. Okay, plus what I have to add? Bracket, because again that's a multiplication of something. 7.2 multiplied by e to the power 3.5. So let's write 3.5 and then press this operator. So I got e to the power 3.5. Close the bracket. I think we have closed all the brackets. Equal to 239.268. This is the answer. 239.268. Okay. Now, what is this question? Log 10 1, log 10 2. Okay. See, this question we won't be using the calculator. And this is a mathematical question where you have to use the operator. Let me do it quickly for you as it is there. See, the question is log 10 1 plus all that. So now you can easily write it like this. You can take log out. So log a plus log b, it will be log of ABC. So it will be tan 1 multiplied by tan of 2 degree multiplied by so on up to tan of 89 degree. Okay. Now you know the property basically. So which property? You know that tan theta into cot theta, this will be equal to 1. Obviously cot theta is 1 by tan theta, you all know that. And one more important thing, that is tan theta will be equal to cot of 90 minus theta. Therefore you can easily see, if I write tan of 89 degrees, can you see it will be cot of 90 minus 89. So this will be cot of, it will be cot of 1 degree. Again I am doing cot of 1 degree. Tan 89 cot 1. Similarly, if I do for tan of 88, you can see this will be cot of 2 degrees. Tan of 87, it will be cot of 3 degrees. Now if you see here, tan 1 tan 89 is cot 1, cot 1 tan 1, 1, tan 2, tan 88 is cot 2, tan 2 cot 2, 1. Similarly, everything will give you 1, and finally you can see this will be log of 1, hence the answer is 0. Means it's a maths question. You should not be solving it with the help of the calci. Forget about this. Let's move on to this question. Now come to, because we have covered this portion, let's move on to this part. Okay. Sine 55 degree. Again the same thing. First always check whenever you're going to solve the sine and cos that whether it is in degree or not. It is in degrees. What we have to put? Sine of 55 degrees. 55 first and then sine. D is degrees. This is showing over here degrees. Okay, remember this so that you do not do the mistake. Okay, sine 55 degrees divided by what? Cos 65. So first you have to put 65 and then you will be touching or pressing cos. This we have got. So this is the result of this whole portion. Now we have to subtract from this what? Tan 23. That is 23, then tan. That is operator. And then if you see, this is coming as 1.513. So let me write the answer for this. This is coming as 1.513. Okay, easy, isn't it? The only thing is that in sine cos, remember whether it is in degree or it is in radians. And the next thing that you have to remember, first the angle and then the trigonometric operator. Then these questions, now you see pi, it is in radians. Either you convert it in degrees, but I will not advise you to do so. The best thing is that first clear, take it in radian. So pi by 5, it's a bunch. So first you have to calculate it. So put it in a bracket, pi, otherwise this is the first calculation, so you can skip also. So now if you see, pi is over here. So pi divided by what? 5. I got pi divided by 5, close the bracket. Now this is the result of this. Now you want to take sine of this. You want to take sine of this. Now you got the sine of this multiplied by cos of 2 pi by 90. So first go for 2 into pi divided by 19. So this is 2 pi by 19, bracket close. And now you want to take cosine of this. Cosine of this. You got the result for this thing. Now you want to add in this thing, that is pi divided by 22. Pi divided by 22. Pi divided by 22. And you want to take tan of this. So close the bracket, tan of this. And pressing equal to sign. So you see, you're getting the result 0.699. Okay. So for this, we are getting 0.699. So now, moving on to the next question. Okay, let's see what is the next question. So first I'm going for clear. So this is the next case that we have. This is the next case that we have. In this case, factorial and all these things are involved. So let's solve this now. Let's do the practice. So firstly, this term I'm taking. So it is 5 factorial. So first I'm going to press 5 and then we're going to press factorial, 5 factorial multiplied by what? Pi square. Pi and then square. So we are getting 5 factorial into pi square divided by, because this is a bunch, this is a single term. So this into this divided by 556, you can go for this. Divided by 556 equal to this term you have calculated. This term plus this, board mass, it will follow. So I'll go straight forward. So I think equal to we have done. Okay. Plus what? 5 multiplied by e square, or we could have done e square from here also, e power x. E square into 3 factorial. So this is the whole term. If we press equal to, this is the answer that we are getting for this. So 223.80 and all that. So up to 8 I'm writing. You can write up to whatever decimal place you want to write it. So this is what we have got. This is the answer. Now let's move on to the next question. Let's move on to the next question. So this is the question that we have. Clear? Log of 35 square. So first you have to take 35, then you have to take its log. So now what I have? Log of 35, then you take its square. So you have square of log of 35. From this, you're going to subtract what? 56 square. So 56 square. Then you will add to this 5 factorial multiplied by what? E to the power minus 4. So what I'll be writing? Minus 4, then e to the power x. How we write minus 4? 4 plus minus. Now I have minus 4, e to the power minus 4 I have. Now this whole is the numerator that what we have calculated. Now I'll be dividing it by what? Cube root of 589. So x value first, 589, then it's cube root. Equality. This is the answer that we are getting in this case. Minus 373. Let me write it over here. Minus 373.567. So let's move on to the next. So this is a lengthy, complicated question, a very big calculations. Okay, let me do it. So first, this bunch, 65 multiplied by pi. So let me put multiply it with pi. This is what we have got. I have to add to it a bunch, that is 34 multiplied by e to the power minus 2, again 2 plus minus, and then e to the power bracket close is equal to. This is what I have got. Now I have to multiply this thing, okay, with again a bunch, 5 into 5 to the power minus 3. So x5 to the power 3 plus minus, so that we have minus sign, 5 to the power minus 3 multiplied by, automatically it will go over there, multiplied by 667 cube root, 667 cube root. Again we have reached over here, minus, then we have a bunch, so bracket 5 multiplied by, again I have a bunch, 59 divided by 6, 59 divided by 6, bracket close, this bunch log I have to take, then that will got multiplied by 5, bracket close, and then whole bracket close. I've got the result for the numerator. Now I want to divide it. Okay, you want to put it in the memory, you can do so. Okay, you can do so also, because you want to do it separately without doing any mistake, you can do so. Now divided by what? I'll have to take the bracket, because whatever result of this will come, I'll have to take square root. So I'll have to use the bracket so the denominator is separate. So bracket, now bracket of 83 degrees, I think I'm in radian, let me come back in degrees, 83 cos. So now cos 83 result I have got. Let me close the bracket, and I want to take square of this thing. So I have square of cos of 83 degrees plus, again bracket 25 tan, bracket close, again I want to take the square of this, and then the bracket close, so that I have the whole denominator. Now I want to take the square root of this whole denominator, and now if I put the equal to, I'll get the whole result. So the answer of this whole calculation is minus 120.068, and so on. So this was the last question that I wanted to do. You can see it's a lengthy question, so I have put this question so that you can also do these questions later on your own, for the practice sake. So do all these questions on your own. If you find any discrepancy in any calculation, I'm sorry for that. I tried my level best to solve it properly, but you can write it in the comments. Okay, so that's all from my side, but please do the practice, because virtual calculator is going to play an important role in your GATE examination, because if you do a mistake in the exam, then you are going to lose the marks, and that is going to affect a whole effort, a long effort of maybe 1 year, 8 months or 6 months that you have put to get a good rank in the GATE examination. So all the best to all of you. I hope this session is of help to you and you will learn something out of it and use the virtual calculator properly, but practice is what you need to do. So from now on, use only the virtual calculator. Do not use the physical calculator till your GATE examination. So best of luck, happy learning, take care.